नमस्कार. जय श्रीकृष्ण. श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री Advaita Gadadhara, Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Enunciating text 8, text 9, text 10 and text 11 of chapter 10, Divisions of the Creation of third canto, the status quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 8. पद्मकोशं तदाविश्य भगवत्कर्मचोदितः एकं यभांसि दुरुधा त्रिधा भाव्यं द्विसप्तधा. Thus engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Brahma entered into the bowl of the lotus, and as it spread all over the universe, he divided it into 3 divisions of worlds and later into 14 divisions. Text 9. एतावान् जीवलोकस्य संस्था भेदः समारुतः धर्मस्य हय निमित्तस्य विपाकः परमेष्ठ्यसौ. Lord Brahma is the most exalted personality in the universe because of his causeless devotional service unto the Lord. In mature transcendental knowledge, he therefore created all the 14 planetary divisions for inhabitation by the different types of living entities. The Supreme Lord is the reservoir of all the qualities of the living entities. The conditioned souls in the material world reflect only part of those qualities, and therefore they are sometimes called Pratibimbas. These Pratibimba living entities, as parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, have inherited different proportions of those original qualities of him, and in terms of their inheritance of these qualities, they appear as different species of life and are accommodated in different planets according to the plan of Brahma. Brahma is the creator of the 3 worlds, namely the lower planets called the Patal Lokas, the middle planets called the Bhur Lokas, and the upper planets called the Swara Lokas. Still higher planets such as Maharlok, Tapolok, Satyalok and Brahmalok do not dissolve in the devastating water. This is because of his causeless devotional service rendered unto the Lord by their inhabitants, whose existence continues up to the end of Dviparardha time, when they are generally liberated from the chain of birth and death in the material world. Text 10. Vidura Uvacha Yathatha Bahurupasya हरेरद भूतकर्मणः कालाख्यं लक्षणं ब्रह्मन् यथा वर्णय नः प्रभो. Vidur inquired from Maitreya, O my Lord, O greatly learned sage, kindly describe eternal time, which is another form of the Supreme Lord, the wonderful actor. What are the symptoms of that eternal time? Please describe them to us in detail. The complete universe is a manifestation of varieties of entities beginning from the atoms up to the gigantic universe itself, and all is under the control of the Supreme Lord in his form of Kal, the eternal time. The controlling time has different dimensions in relation to particular physical embodiments. There is a time for atomic dissolution and a time for the universal dissolution. There is a time for the annihilation of the body of the human being, and there is a time for the annihilation of the universal body. Also, growth, development and resultant actions all depend on the time factor. Vidur wanted to know in detail the different physical manifestations and their times of annihilation. Text 11. Maitreya Uvacha Gunavyatikara Karo Niravishesho Apratishthitah Purushas Tadu Padan Matmanam Leelaya Srujata. Maitreya said, eternal time is the primeval source of the interactions of the 3 modes of material nature. It is unchangeable and limitless, and it works as the instrument of the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his pastimes in the material creation. The impersonal time factor is the background of the material manifestation as an instrument of the Supreme Lord. It is the ingredient of assistance offered to material nature. No one knows where time began and where it ends, and it is time only which can keep a record of the creation, maintenance and destruction of the material manifestation. This time factor is the material cause of creation and is therefore a self-expansion of the personality of Godhead. Time is considered the impersonal feature of the Lord. The time factor is also explained by modern men in various ways. Some accept it almost as it is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. For example, in Hebrew literature, time is accepted in the same spirit as the representation of God. It is stated therein, God who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. Metaphysically, time is distinguished as absolute and real. Absolute time is continuous and is unaffected by the speed or slowness of material things. Time is astronomically and mathematically calculated in relation to the speed, change and life of a particular object. Factually, however, Time has nothing to do with the relativities of things. Rather, everything is shaped and calculated in terms of the facility offered by time. Time is the basic measurement of the activity of our senses, by which we calculate past, present, and future. But in factual calculation, time has no beginning and no end. Pandit Chanakya says that even a slight fraction of time cannot be purchased with millions of dollars, and therefore, even a moment of time lost without profit must be calculated as the greatest loss in life. Time is not subject to any form of psychology, nor are the moments objective realities in themselves, but they are dependent on particular experiences. Therefore, Srila Jiva Goswami concludes that the time factor is intermixed with the activities, actions, and reactions of the external energy of the Lord. The external energy or material nature acts under the superintendence of the time factor as the Lord himself, and that is why material nature appears to have produced so many wonderful things in the cosmic manifestation. Bhagavad Gita 9.10 confirms this conclusion as follows. Mayadhyapshen prakritiha suyate sacharacharam hetunanen kaunteya jagad viparivartate. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare.